Yo, back again with another bang, bang. How y'all doing this morning on this Sabbath day? I got a special message, man. On how I found my purpose. See, when I was young, when I was a little kid, I always thought different. I never thought like other people. I always looked outside the box. I always felt like I wasn't normal. Like I was having a discussion with my boy Rich yesterday. I was like, man, and we both, had the same feeling about life. Like when we was kids, we used to question everything. We used to wonder why people get excited about this, why people do this, why people do that, why people feel this, why people feel that. We always question, we always ask why. I never forget 5th grade. My teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I either want to play basketball, football. I used to love basketball and football. Or be a businessman. I didn't know what type of business it was. I just know it was something that I wanted to do for myself, my own business. I just seen myself carrying this briefcase or something, handling my own business or whatever. I want to be a businessman. And then, I get in junior high, and then they ask, everybody talking about high school and then college, and I never had that feeling of like college. I never had that burn or desire to go to college. They was like, you don't want to go to college? It's so uncommon for a kid to say he don't want to go to college. Me not thinking like the common man, I was like, no, I don't want to go to college. I don't see no desire in college. You mean to tell me I gotta get done with this school and then go back and do more school? I was done with school. I already gained the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge that I needed. I already had common sense that God blessed me with. He already blessed me with the common sense. To be honest with y'all, I didn't even graduate high school. I got to 10th grade and just dropped out. Went in the streets. Hustle. I was hustling in the streets. Grinding. That's where I was. Had my hands in everything. And as I got older, I got jobs. And I just kept getting fired from jobs and kept getting fired from jobs. And then it just like, that's one thing about a job. I never felt right having a job. I felt like a bot, like an NPC. I didn't like people telling me what to do, when to show up, how to do it, and what I can't do and can do. I felt like a bot. I see everybody walking a straight line and being told what they're supposed to do, and if they don't follow suit, then they will get on the chop block. I was like, there's no security in that. There's no fulfillment in that. It feels like you're being forced. So, it was a time where I fell back into the streets. Majority of my life, bro, I've been in the streets. I mean, I was hustling hard. I survived. I was like 6, 7 years, bro, grinding. No job, just grinding. The ones who know me know me. I had the streets on lock. I was grinding. And I was just doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of things come with that. I done been through it all in life. I'd have been crossed. I'd have been lied to. I'd have been lied on. I'd have been betrayed. I done got stolen from. Anything you can name it, I'd have been through. I'd have been robbed. I done had guns put in my face. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I was perfect. I done did dirt too. I done did a lot of things that I'm not going to discuss on this platform. But I done did some things too. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And I got my mom evicted out of 2 apartments as a child, Oh, just everywhere, confused, lost. Didn't see the way, but just knew I was different. Just knew I wasn't like everybody else. And then, God gives and takes it away. I was hustling so hard, like, I felt like nobody can touch me. Nobody can tell me nothing. I'm like, people's like, you need to do this. I'm like, man, I'm over here. I'm getting money. I don't want to hear none of that you talking about. I'm getting money. I was feeling myself. But God has a way of humbling people. That's why God humbles people who get out of their head, who get too big headed. So I had everything I wanted. I was doing good and living my life and doing what I wanted to do. And then he took it all away from me. Took it all away. He had to humble me to say, hey, you're moving wrong. You're not moving in the right frequency. So I had to give me a job. You know what I'm saying? Got fired from that job. And then, as I start figuring stuff out later in life, I said, you know what, let me press this record button on this YouTube. Let me talk to people. Because I'm not going to say I've been a talker, but I've been a talker. Like, I always was a person that was uplifting the family. Like, I was always the kid who was trying to make people laugh when I was little and stuff. Like, my grandma used to call me an old soul. My family used to call me man when I was a little kid because they said I've been here before. I was like a grown man at a young age. I had too much wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. But I said, man, let me press this record button. And then I did my first video, and it was the keys to peace of mind. And, the audio was messed up, the video clarity was all thrown off or whatever, like. But once I did that video, and then I seen that my words was projecting energy into people's lives and changing their mindsets, it brought me joy. It brought me a fire, a burn in me that I never felt in my life. Like, what is this feeling? Like, I was finally, like, really passionate about this. Like, this brought me joy. So I kept doing videos. And, a few videos get a few views and a few videos get this. And, and later on I was getting a little discouraged. Like, man, why is only getting 20 videos or 30 views? And I had to get back on track. I had to remind myself, bro, it ain't about the views. It's about changing people's mindsets. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I got back focused. I had to shift the energy. Then I kept recording. Then I'm like, man, I wake up like burning to make a video. Like, when I got a topic I want to touch on, it's like Goku when he powering up that command man. It's like he powering up, and when he releases, he like, I got to release that thing. So I start making videos, and then I'm seeing that I'm touching and changing people's lives. And I'm like, it made me realize, like, bro, we are like broadcast towers that is projecting energy into the world. So what you put out into the energy, it comes back to you. You attract what you put out. I'm broadcasting the energy out here to change a person's mindset, to get people out the dumps of life. When I record a video, it's like I'm talking to myself, and then I record it. It's not just talking to y'all. I'm giving myself this game too, because I was blessed with the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge from the Most High. I was trying to do what I wanted to do in life, and Source kept telling me, no, you moving wrong. You got to go in this direction. You got to go in this direction. Like I say, I never felt like everybody else. I always questioned things. I never wanted to be a worker. I never wanted to be told what to do. I never used to like waking up on an alarm clock. When you don't wake up on an alarm clock, you living in position of power. Not waking up on the alarm clock means you are in position of power because you have your own time. You do what you want whenever you want to do it. That's position of power. To not have to depend on an alarm clock to wake you up when you don't want to get up, to do something that you don't want to do. And it's like, even when I work them jobs, I go to work, people will get to work, clock in, and congregate and complain and do this and that about the job. And I'm like, why don't you just find another job? That's another thing. Like, I was aware. I always been self-aware, and I paid attention to people. I'm like, y'all complaining about this job, but y'all still clock in, and y'all not trying to do anything to get out this job. That's what made me see, the work chatter, the gossip. Oh, Billy did this to Jim and this and that. All that shit sounding like NPC shit to me. I'm like, y'all people focus is not right. Y'all think like bots. I said, I got to get out of here. I have a passion. I have something burning inside of me. I even started my mobile detail business. I wanted to get my feet wet the legal way in business. As I learned to deal with it and start to build and worked on a few cars, it was cool. It was cool having your business. But I still got this mobile detail business to this day. But I don't have a passion for it like I do with changing people's lives by using my words. I don't have a passion for detailing the inside of the car like I do for getting you out the down and outs and the dumps of the earth and letting the world own you. Changing your mindset gives me passion. Waking you up to reality is my passion. Letting you not be out here treated like a fool, get mistreated, is my passion. I found purpose in making these videos. This is how I found my purpose. I get joy. I feel a burn. I feel a fire when I make these videos. I'm using my wisdom, understanding, and knowledge from the Most High to speak to you. And the energy that I put off comes into you. It open up chambers inside of your brain to, hey, I can think another way. Because everybody was following this line. I'm like, everybody is just going down this line. Nobody wants to go. Nobody wants to cross that bridge because the fear of the unknown. You got to cross that bridge if you want to reach greatness, man. Fear is the trick of the enemy. What are people going to say? That's the trick of the enemy. Nobody's going to take me serious. That's the trick of the enemy. What's going to happen if I make it? That's the trick of the enemy. Fear is the trick of the enemy. Fearing God is understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. He blesses you with that. When you fear him, he blesses you with the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Fearing the world and fearing man is a trick of the enemy. I don't fear nothing in this world but the Most High. So when you learn to get out of your own way, you start to live your own way. I found my purpose into making these videos. I went from the streets. I almost got my head blown off a few times. Hearing them metal mosquitoes, that's what we call them. When you ever heard a bullet pass your ear, zoom, zoom, sound like a metal mosquito. I done went through all that to be right here, right now, helping you guys change your life. Like I said, I'd have been crossed. I'd have been betrayed. I'd have been lied on. I'd have been stole from. I'd have been robbed. Almost lost my life. I went through all of that to speak to you guys and to change your mentalities. It's to let you know there is the other side, brothers. There is the other side to this life. When you put your thoughts into this 3D dimension, you realize you are what you create. You can create whatever you think. You know how you can say something inside of your mind? Like, it's not coming out your mouth verbally, but you can say it in your mind and you hear it in your ear and your thoughts. That's energy, that's power, but you have to take that out of your mind and bring it into the universe. And it becomes real. You can't let society in the chambers and and everything around in this galaxy holds you from being who you want to be. Outwitting the Devil. Everybody should read that book. One of the best books audio books I ever heard and read. Like, it tells you everything. You got the people that live their life and don't stop when they fall, and you got the people that are just drifting. Majority of us just drifting. 98% of people in this world are drifting through life. They're not even living. They need somebody to tell them what to do to be able to do something, because they don't know what to do for themselves. They don't know what to think for themselves. And the enemy starts with it when you a child. He plants these seeds in your brain, and they start to create these chambers, these chains on your soul, on your mental, to where you feel like you can only go one way. Outwitting the Devil. I recommend that book. Anybody, read that book. Like I said, I always felt different. God always spoke to me. Like I said, I did dirt. I did a lot of things like I'm not happy about, that I wish I can go back and change. But he forgave me. See, that's another thing. When God forgives you, he just waiting on you to forgive yourself. I mean, he didn't already forgave you. He just waiting on you. And that's a lot of things that people don't do. We'll forgive others before we forgive ourselves. We got to forgive ourselves. We already gave it to the Most High. He just waiting on us to let it go. That's why you can't live and dwell. That's why you got to be right here in this present moment. All that matters, all that is real is right now, this minute, this second, today. And today will be today, tomorrow, today will be yesterday. Tomorrow, today will be yesterday, which means tomorrow, today will be in the past. So you can't worry about what you did yesterday. Focus, man. When you do something that you love to do, when you feel that burn in you, when you feel like you changing people's lives, when you feel like you love to create whatever you're doing, whatever field that you're in, when you're doing it, you have to do it. That's your purpose. That's your passion. Grasp it. Everybody say, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? You have to find it inside of you. You know what your purpose was. It was your inner child. He told you. But society has blocked out your inner child to where you can't even remember who he is, who she is. You have to dig deep and not let this 3D dimension keep you in these chambers, in these chains of misery. We are creators. We are gods. God said he is in man, he is us. When we look in the mirror, we see God. That's what God said. So when he said, let there be light, you can make it light inside of your life. You have all the tools that you need to create, just like God do. You have all the tools that you need to create, to motivate, and to build. He blessed us with these tools, but society is telling you you're doing the wrong thing. That's why I don't live in society's expectations. I live in my own expectations. So this is my purpose, is to teach and get your mind right. And stop letting the world own you and to own your own life. It's to stop letting people take advantage of you and treat you like a chump or a sucker. And to let you control your own mind. Once you realize in life that, especially as a man, once you realize in your life, like, man, I ain't got to deal with that shit. I ain't got to take nobody's shit. Boy, it opened up new doors. It opens so many doors in your life. And when you stop caring about what other people think, that opens even more doors in your life. You start to become your own biggest critic. And you start to walk in your vision. You got to cross that bridge, brothers. Don't have fear of the unknown. You just have to do it. Even if you fail, at least you tried. When I make these videos, I don't just make them for me. I just don't make them for y'all. I make it for my children, too. So when I'm gone, and they going through the dumps of life and the world is starting to get to them, they can click on one of Pop's videos and get their mind right and bring them back on track. Because I done already been through it all to give them the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge to continue to proceed and do whatever they want to do in their life. So that's my purpose. That's my mission. It's to get people out of their own heads so they can start living their own lives and making their own decisions. Like I said, the money boys. Everybody say, oh, it's about money, about money. No, it's not just about money. It's about changing your mindset and the way you move. The money comes as a byproduct to that. The money boys is a mindset. It's not just about getting money. That's the least of all this. It's all about getting wisdom, understanding, and knowledge on how the world works around us. On how to see things for what they are and not what we want them to be. And how to take control of our own thoughts. You feel me? So that's how I found my purpose. By using my energy and my words to talk to you guys. I didn't see myself as a speaker, but life works and God comes in mysterious ways, bro. You'll be surprised. I've never been the one that just like talking to a bunch of people, but look at me now. Look at me now. So don't limit yourself. Do what you're passionate about. You know what you're passionate about. Stop questioning yourself. Dig deep. Remember who your inner child was. Remember the mind that they had. Use your head. Stay out of your head. Control your mind. T and B. We don't bitch. We don't complain. We just grind all the time. That's the mind. I just thought I should touch on that, man. That's how I found my passion. That's how I found my purpose. It should show you that you are great and not worthless. Chop it out with y'all later, man. Peace.